Hi everyone, welcome to my live streaming on how to tell a story using just colors. So I'm very excited to be here. It's been a long time since last time because this live streaming is a spin-off of Let's Go Comics Time. That was a series of other topics I've explored during last summer. So this is the reason I said it's been a long time since then. In which I was exploring different topics related to comics. But I can tell you they are applicable to any kind of genre of art, so drawings in general as well. So I'm so excited again to say, I'm so excited to be here. So show me your engagement right now. Tell me just how you feel today and say just in the chat, hi. I can see Ray, hi Ray, and Debbie, hello, hi guys. So pop in the chat, hi, tell me from where you are writing or watching, and how is the weather from your, from your place or town, wherever you are. So I am broadcasting from Edinburgh. And yeah, so in the meantime you are tuned in right now, I will just tell you some little things about my education so you have the time to connect in the live streaming. So my name is Anna Francesca Schiraldi and I am a comic book artist, illustrator and a storyboard artist. I come from Italy, as you can see from my accent, my perfect English. And in there I've studied at university cultural heritage, but after I graduated also in how to draw comics more professionally in Graffiti, a school of comics, drawing and illustration. I would just like to show you better this logo. So this is the school where I graduated, and in there I've met my great teacher of coloring, that is Andres Mossa. Andres Mossa is a colorist from Marvel, and he taught me a lot of things that I will show you today as well. And guys, if you have the chance, just go to see his works, because really he can give a soul to the comics page, so really worth it. Again, so hi Carlo, guys, I'm very happy to see you all here. So I just finished my excursus, on my education. So after graduating there, I moved in Edinburgh, and since 2017 I'm working as a comic book artist with several independent editors such as Vital Publishing, Accent UK, just to tell you some names, and I worked as an illustrator for the Haunted History bus. I've decorated this bus that is running throughout the old town in Edinburgh with several illustrations of horror and historical horror theme, so characters mainly. So okay, I just would like to see if you are oh yeah, I want to welcome you. Sorry, I'm just watching on the other side because I have the comments on the other side, so sorry if I am moving my head a bit, and sorry if my gesture are too much. I'm Italian, so it's very hard to not move my hands. So I want to also welcome you in my art studio, and and I would like to tell you just a few things about what is the subject of today. As I said, I would like to tell you and show you how you can tell a story just using color, with just colors. You can see that it's not so difficult to do it, and also I will show you different step-by-step to follow, and I will suggest you, if you are I will do it in digital way, so you will see after a tutorial, you can follow obviously, but I will do it in a digital way, and probably it's not the same for the traditional technique. So I suggest you to take note of all the step-by-step I will show you, and also the things I will telling you during the tutorial. So I will show you first, before the tutorial, a little video with a little story I've created for you about the Holy Week. So probably you have seen a lot of posts I made last week about Holy Week, because in the south of Italy, in particular in my hometown, Bitonto, there is this very warming tradition that I really suggest you one day to see in person, you know, to come there and see in person. So I created this story just using colors. So I will show you this video first, and after we analyze it together. So I will just see in the chat if there is something. So okay, ciao, ciao Simona. Oh yeah, thank you. Yes, Carlos. Yeah, I've known already Andres Mossa. That is, as I said, my teacher of coloring. Is a great guy, an amazing teacher. Okay, so I will, without any further ado, I will show you the video. So enjoy it.
The story begins in Bitonto many years ago. Let's dive into the city from the public gardens, a quiet place fluffy as a cloud. Through the main road of the town, silent and empty, straight to the core of the city. To the door of the old town with its tower beside it, shining in the dark. The door leading to old medieval town, crossing the balcony with the classical arches of Silos Kalau Palace, now National Gallery. Passing by the white Roman cathedral, slightly lit by a procession of candles that just left its court. And then ending with a little child who holds her dad's hand. It will happen each day of the Holy Week, every year. All over the city, from every corner, the fragrance of bread, pizza, panzerotti, fresh from the oven, spreads through. My hometown is crowded, but only on the path where the solemn procession is passing by. The conclusive procession of the Holy Week. It is Good Friday, and dad and child, in the late of the night, are reaching the crowd on the road beside their home. My hometown now is dark. Jesus has just died, and all the people are celebrating his funeral. All the lights are gone. No street lights, but only candles and little bonfires and torches at the edge of the street. The scene is dramatic. The procession is passing through people who are watching at the two sides of the road while they make room. The child is enchanted by the fire on the shoulder of her dad. When they arrive, the time seems to stop. Only the music of the marching band and the people in procession are moving. But when the statues come, everyone is captured even more. First, the Grieving Madonna. All the candles, all than 111 candles, are creating a crown around her, alone in her sorrow. But the child loves her face, the details of her dress, the knife on her heart, and the handkerchief swinging from one hand. When the dead Christ on the cradle passes by, she is shocked. So she grabs her father's neck more firmly. The candles illuminate the white body of Christ lying in a wonderful and golden cradle, thoroughly carved. He seems so peaceful in his sleeping. Also, she empathized with the dramatic moment, and she's so sorry for the man in the cradle. He doesn't deserve it, she thinks. The procession is going elsewhere. Her father asks her at some point, "Anna, it's time. You are tired, aren't you?" So the father and the child go back home, while the torches are extinguished behind them and the street lights are turning on again, for not long. It is almost 2 a.m. Those moments last forever in my memories. Me and Dad walking to see the procession, and then went back home tired but full of emotions and fulfilled by feelings.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very emotional for me to create it. It's something I didn't had the chance to go back in Italy for Easter since 2017. So and with the pandemic, it is not so easy to make it again possible. But okay. Just speaking about something more cheerful, I have just seen Debbie and Ray were saying from different parts of the UK that it is sunny but cold. So I think all the UK is in that way. I hope so. Even if hopefully the cold will finish, so we can go back to the proper spring. We will see. Okay, so I show you this video. And I would like to show you, and I hope you enjoy it. So thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much for your feedback. I would like to tell you some things about the how we can tell a story. So the different step by step I mentioned before on how to tell a story with colors. So first of all, and this kind of step by steps are, as I said, applicable to anything, to everything. Like always, also for scripting or writing. Drawing creating a painting or drawing, sketching something. So it is not related only for comics or only for illustration, because what I've shown you before are more illustration rather than comics. But as I said, they're applicable to everything. So first thing you have to do, first of all, you have to think about the basic messages you would like to deliver to your reader, to your viewer. So for instance, in this video, the basic messages were love first of all, but life and death as well. So in this way, love, life, and death. You can feel it, because there was like the love between the father and the child, the love between the God and his believers, the human beings, but also between the Madonna and Christ. So, and also the life and death, because there is the celebration of a funeral, but it's always a celebration, something that is like a feast in some way. So a celebration of life as well. So first of all, the basics messages. After this, we need to decide what kind of setting we want to create. So, for instance, if this kind of setting has to be set in daylight, night, or afternoon, or also in a particular place. For instance, if you are set your story in a cave, obviously it doesn't matter anymore what kind of hour or what kind of weather there is. But after you have chosen the setting, obviously now it's possible to understand what kind of palette of color you have to create. So obviously, as I said, as you can see, I've seen in the previous video, it was set in a not daydream, I mean in something that is in my memory. So something that is more soft and comfortable was very the best things to do for this kind of atmosphere and setting. But also it was set during the night, so the palette of color would go from all the shading of blue, but also the using of violet, the pink, and the yellow. But about these two colors, I will tell you more about it when we will speak about the contrast. So after this, we need to speak about, thank you very much, Ray, sorry if I interrupt, but thank you for your feedback as well, thank you so much. So after we have decided the set, now we have to focus our attention on the focus of the illustration or of the panels. You can obviously think about the panels as simple and single illustrations. So as I said, these kind of step-by-steps are applicable to everything. When we decide the focus, what is the focus? The focus means it is the way you can guide you grab and guide the attention of the viewer, and so you guide his eye to travel through properly in the way you want on the panel or on illustration. And after this, we need to create, to understand what kind of technique we would like to use, so the traditional one or the digital one. Why this kind of decision is important? Because now the things will be probably a bit confusing, but because if we are assuming that the focus of our illustration is in foreground, all the layer from the foreground to the background have to, so all the colors have to be darkening up. Sorry, my voice, darkening up. And also, you can start from the foreground, drawing from the foreground, coloring from the foreground to the background when you are using a traditional technique. Otherwise, you have to do the opposite way. So if you are using the digital technique or the painting technique, so the oil or acrylic. So only in that case, and probably also watercolor if you are very expert, you can work from the background to the foreground. And in this kind of process, you have to brightening up the color. So I know it's a bit confusing, but you will see in the tutorial it will be easier. And after, the last thing is the contrast. It's always better to, when you use a palette of colors, so as I said, different shades of one or two colors that match together, it's important to use contrast to create a more interesting and a different kind of involvement by the reader, but also to empower the focus. Okay, so after I've bothered you a bit with this, all these things I said right now, so now it's time to work and let's do the tutorial. So just a few seconds. There we go. This is what we will do today, but I want to do it with you from scratch. So I will grab my pen right here that I can find. Oh yeah, it was just here. Okay. So I will start to draw from the background, because as I said, I am working on with a digital technique. So I didn't tell you, sorry, the story I am thinking about. So the main messages will be like the sadness and hope, because the story I thinking about with this kind of illustration we will make all together. It is something that is related to probably a guy that is leaving his job and his lifestyle to find a way to make his dream come true, like, such as becoming a dancer maybe. So he is doing it during the night. So we need to tell this story starting from the moment he's leaving his home during the night. So we will use again the different shades of blue, violet and other color, but also the colors you have seen to create contrast, so the pink and yellow. So as I said, I am working on with the digital technique, so I will start with the background first. So I will start to draw in a very random way the background with a very random brush strokes, using different shades of blue. So now I'm just filling the paper with the blue, and then I will change for another kind of blue, like this one maybe is better. I will still, do this different movement like these ones. Here we go. And also I will start to use the dark color as well to mix a bit and create a more interesting background, a more illustrative way, more illustrative style, and more communicative, more emotional. So after I finish this part, I start to use another more dark color to create the shapes of the buildings, because as we said before, the story is set in a city, so the character is living his probably hometown during the night. So we will draw just the shades, the shapes, and obviously also the shades, because they are more like shades rather than proper drawings. We will draw the shapes of these buildings that are, it is like a skyline, of this city. So after we have made this, we can move to characterize a bit and personalize a bit this building. So drawing, for instance, some windows with the yellow color, because obviously we are drawing some windows that have the light turned on. So some of them will be not so many, because it is very late in the night, so probably there are only students or artists that are still awake during this late of night, and they are still in their home with the light turned on. So I'm now taking another lighter color, so a lighter blue, a different shade of blue, to add more details to characterize and personalize this kind of buildings. Obviously, I'm doing it in a very simple way because we have not so much time for this tutorial, but also because in this way you will find it very, very stress relief, because you will be very spontaneous when you will draw such a things, very simple but very communicative. So I'm just drawing very simple shapes. So maybe here is like studio something like a turning studio, I don't know, and I'm keep going with them. So I will just fasten a bit to finish all these details and tell you more about the next step, because now we need to lighter again all the colors we will use after this. So I will just move like this. Maybe this one's a very big and huge window from a gym, maybe like this, and maybe it has big windows here as well. So I'm going very, very fast, so obviously the outline of my drawing is not perfect, but it is more important how spontaneously you will deliver your message, your emotion in your drawings using colors. So after we have made this, we can move now to, as I said, to highlight, to brighten up the colors. So now I will show you how to create also a bit of an interesting way to speak about shadowing and lighting. So I will just put this very light color on the top of the buildings and one side of them, because I'm assuming that the source of light, so probably the moon, probably, yeah, definitely the moon, is on this side. So all the parts on this side are lightning by the moonlight. But also it is important to know that the light of the moonlight is going also on the street, and also the street is reflecting a bit this kind of light. So for this reason we will draw a little line like this, very not so much marked, a very light one on the other side of the building, where for sure there will surely not be any kind of light, but in there is, because there is, as I said, the reflecting light from the ground. So it's just a little line that will help you also to mark a bit the outline of your buildings in this case. So now I will choose another bright color for another layer more close to the foreground, more close to the viewer, to draw the street lights. So in this way. Sorry, I am repeating everything, the same things. I'm doing a very, very simple, almost childish drawing, just because, as I said, we don't have so much time to deliver all the information about coloring and deliver a message with them. But it is, I think, a more effective way to deliver the simple and basics message on the step-by-step. We can add also some details, like some trees in a light color, even if in the reality doesn't work in this way. So the things in foreground cannot be, they are under the moonlight, yes, but they are not so light. But it is like an artistic license with which you can be communicative and more emotionally when you are not emotionally, I mean more communicating more emotional way your messages. So now it's time to add other details in a brighter color, but this time we will use this kind of color, so a total contrast with the main work. Why we are using this kind of color? Because it is very important. Sorry, okay, here we go. Because it's very important to create, as I said before, a contrast, and also in terms of contrast, it's important also to create to focus the attention of the reader on something that it is the main focus of the illustration. So right now I'm just drawing this guy we have mentioned before in a very simple way. It is like a stickman. It's just a stickman that is grabbing his backpack and is walking during the night, in the late on the night in the street, maybe to reach a bus that will lead him to the city where he will start to become a dancer. But I will just put also a little pet here, just in case maybe he is going with this dog as well, even if it is more like a pig than than a dog, but yeah, we can assume that it is a dog. And it is sad, this situation, because even if he's going towards his dream, to make his dream come true, he's leaving his comfort zone, his hometown. It is something that probably everyone have experienced in his life. So, and to remark this kind of meaning, we can also color in pink the street. Why? Because in this way, as I said, we will help the focus to be set in a place where the reader can recognize it clearly, and obviously, so the reader will understand that he needs to watch the story is starting at the bottom of the illustration. And so in this way, you can help the reader to understand the story in the way you would like to tell him. And also with this kind of color, you are remarking also this message of hope. A very important example is like Inside Out. Inside Out has used the colors to speak about the basic emotion, and also the sadness is in blue, the color we have used right now. So it is also a situation of a bit of sadness, And now I want to show you how these things can be also made in different ways. So I've shown you before what I've done by myself before we were starting the tutorial. So as you can see, this is very, very similar to what we have done before, but we can add some more details to create a situation that is more like more claustrophobic in some way, because with the black sky, the space will be more narrow, and also you will put the emphasis on the sadness of the guy in this case, that maybe is leaving not to find his place in the world, but maybe because he was forced to do it, but there is hope in him because he wants to not give up in some way. So there are different ways with colors you can deliver different messages. So guys, we have almost finished. So I mean it's finished, but the tutorial. But I would like to tell you something more, and probably we have made this tutorial very, very fast. Probably I could say more things about it, but yeah, it is very, very important to use the colors to deliver messages, because as you can see, it's more direct in some way. If you have a comic page with, for instance, a superhero that is running away from a building that is about to explode, just with the black and white, yeah, you can understand it. The situation is very, tense and in a rushing situation, and you can totally understand it, in particular because probably you will see the last panel with all the explosions. So yeah, you will get it. But if you imagine them with the colors, it's a totally different delivery, totally different experience. You will find it far more interesting, and you will be more involved in this. So show me, I'm watching the comment, and thank you very much for all your great comments. So show me your engagement, or like hearts button, or thumbs up if you are liking this video. And I'm so sorry if I made it so very fast. I wanted to speak of much more things, but sorry about it. I was getting a bit in a rush because it's been a long time since I've done my last live streaming, so I was a bit anxious to not be very good during this day. But to be honest, I really enjoyed this session, and I want to give you more of them. And obviously this means that I am a teacher of comics, but not only, also drawing in general. I am a teacher in graffiti, the school I've mentioned before. I'll show you again right here. I'll just put the, okay, it's better to see it. So I'm a teacher in graffiti as well. So I teach in there, in particular for kids, but I'm a teacher in there as well. And also I'm a teacher as a Schiraldi Arts, Comics and Classic. That is my brand, author brand. So if you would like to learn more about these lessons, because I am preparing also not only single lesson, but also thank you, yeah, you need to do more. Definitely, yeah, thank you, Carlo. I was saying that I'm preparing not only single lessons or a different series of lessons, but I am preparing modules, so different modules with fixed number of lessons. And so stay tuned, because I will give you more information about it, in particular because in these modules you can choose more freely, what kind of subject would you like to learn in deep, instead all this series of lessons. And also I want to tell you a very little, so obviously guys, sorry, I'm just reading a bit of things because sometimes I forget something. Yeah, tell me in the comment if you like this video and this live streaming, because you will help me to deliver a better experience next time, and also to improve myself to give you more interesting experience like this. And it is very fun. It is a fun for me, so I hope it is the same for you. But you have to tell me in the comment, because I cannot know about it if you don't write me. So put them in the chat. I will definitely go there, even if the broadcast will be done. So make sure to do it. Or maybe another things you could do is definitely you have to email me, even just to learn more about the lessons I've told you about before, but also to even speak with me about comics, video games, animated films, whatever. I'm very happy to do it with you. Another things I would like to tell you, oh yes, there is a little announcement I would like to tell you. So like in our news, I will read the paper with this breaking news. So Schiraldi Arts, Comics and Classes, so my author brand, and Wordsmith's Craft are releasing with the Clue-Around, and I will show you the logo. Here we go. So with the Clue-Around historical interpretation project, we are releasing a coloring book. So and this coloring book consists in artistic Irish and Scottish knotwork of Wordsmith's Craft, and also my illustration of Scottish folkloristic fairy tales and legends told during the storytelling session, Tales from the Longhouse. Guys, I highly recommend to attend, because it is an amazing experience. I've discovered this experience of storytelling right here. I mean, the storytelling told by storytellers that is so rare in Italy, but here there is a bunch of them. It is amazing. So I really suggest you to attend this live session of storytelling. In particular, I suggest you to watch Catbat and also Olaf, the storyteller. They are great, they are amazing. I'm always catching their story during the live streaming. So guys, again, thank you very much for being here. It was an amazing afternoon spent with you, and I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, definitely write them in the chat. I am very happy to answer. I will do it right now. I'm just watching them right here. Yeah, and oh yeah, Carlo is saying that he would like to see the video clip again. Yeah, it's a good idea. I will just put in it again. And yeah, so thank you very much, guys. I'm just reading the other comments. I will just pop the video again. I just need to put it again from the start. and see you on the next other live streaming that I think will be very, very soon. Thank you guys, and see you soon.
The story begins in Bitonto many years ago. Let's dive into the city from the public gardens, a quiet place fluffy as a cloud. Through the main road of the town, silent and empty, straight to the core of the city, to the door of the old town with its tower beside it, shining in the dark, the door leading to old medieval town, crossing the balcony with the classical arches of Silos Kalau Palace, now National Gallery. Passing by the white Roman cathedral, slightly lit by a procession of candles that just left its court. And then ending with a little child who holds her dad's hand. It will happen each day of the Holy Week, every year. All over the city, from every corner, the fragrance of bread, pizza, panzerotti, fresh from the oven, spreads through. My hometown is crowded, but only on the path where the solemn procession is passing by. The conclusive procession of the Holy Week. It is Good Friday, and dad and child, in the late of the night, are reaching the crowd on the road beside their home. My hometown now is dark. Jesus has just died, and all the people are celebrating his funeral. All the lights are gone. No street lights, but only candles and little bonfires and torches at the edge of the street. The scene is dramatic. The procession is passing through people who are watching at the two sides of the road while they make room. The child is enchanted by the fire on the shoulder of her dad. When they arrive, the time seems to stop. Only the music of the marching band and the people in procession are moving. But when the statues come, everyone is captured even more. First, the Grieving Madonna. All the candles, all than 111 candles, are creating a crown around her, alone in her sorrow. But the child loves her face, the details of her dress, the knife on her heart, and the handkerchief swinging from one hand. When the dead Christ on the cradle passes by, she is shocked. So she grabs her father's neck more firmly. The candles illuminate the white body of Christ lying in a wonderful and golden cradle, frugally carved. He seems so peaceful in his sleeping. Also, she empathized with the dramatic moment, and she's so sorry for the man in the cradle. He doesn't deserve it, she thinks. The procession is going elsewhere. Her father asks her at some point, "Anna, it's time. You are tired, aren't you?" So the father and the child go back home, while the torches are extinguished behind them and the street lights are turning on again for not long. It is almost 2 a.m. Those moments last forever in my memories. Me and Dad walking to see the procession, and then went back home tired but full of emotions and fulfilled by feelings.